Yo, what's up guys? I hope all of you have a good day. I'm extremely full right now. I just came back from a lunch buffet with several friends who are doing like 6-7 figures a day. And it's very nice to connect with people like this. To be honest, it's kind of surprising that like most people who are making big numbers, like you don't see them on YouTube, you don't see them out in the open, right? They're like behind, like the kind of people that are behind the scenes, they're like making the big bucks, and it's just amazing to connect people like this. But anyways, today I'm going to talk about something that's extremely important, right? Which is your Facebook columns. So Facebook columns is important because you need to make sure that you are looking at the right metrics. You need to know whether your ad set is doing well or not. And today, this video, I'm going to guide you through the kind of columns that I use. You can use the exact same one as mine. In fact, I highly recommend you to, because this is going to be super insane. It's going to be very helpful. And yep, let's get right into it, guys. Alright guys, so right now I'm going to show you the exact Facebook columns that I use for all my ads. Now, I'll try to keep this video as short as possible because I personally do not like watching long ass videos. So right now I'm going to show you the columns that I only use for website conversion campaigns. Alright, so what it means is that for all my website conversion campaigns, this will be the set of columns that I'll be looking at only. So the first one is budget. Why? Because it helps you to easily organize your ad sets by the budgets that you give it. So let's say you're testing off with $5 a day, right? But then instead of changing the name and causing it to look a little bit more cluttered, a little bit more messy, you can just look at the budget, right? So you're testing $5 a day and you are scaling another one at like $300 a day, then you know whether or not it's scaling, right? You can just give it a very simple name, so to avoid messiness and avoid some clusterfuck in your ads. Alright, so the next one is delivery. Now this is very self-explanatory. You just want to know whether asset is running or not. You want to know whether asset is not running. You want to know whether asset is it approved, is it not approved. Alright, so third one is reach. Now reach is just literally the amount of people that have seen your ad at least once. Right. So next one you want to have is cost per impressions, which a lot of people know it should the name of CPMs, or cost per 1,000 impressions. So basically the M stands for 1,000 in Roman numerals. Right. Okay. So next you have website content views, website add to carts, website initiate checkouts, website purchases. So as you can see, right, for these four things is you're just basically looking at a funnel, right? You want to make sure that when you are doing Facebook ads, you want to know whether you're looking at the right thing. So when you have this sort of columns, right, you know that you're looking at the right thing because these are all the things that you need to know. Anything else and it's just like extraneous, okay? So you see the website content views, add to carts, initiate checkout, purchases. So it's like a very nice funnel that you can see your customers going through. So you can see like maybe 100 content views, but only 50 add to carts, but only 30 initiate checkouts, and then only 20 purchase. So you get this very nice funnel and you get like a rough gauge of how your conversion rate is like, okay? So basically what it does, right, it just makes things more organized, more simple. So when you're in this kind of field, right, you want to make sure that you maximize your time as much as possible. You want to be as efficient as possible. So that's what I always do. In the things that I do, I always try to make sure that I achieve maximum efficiency. So for minimum, I try to minimize my input as much as possible and maximize my output as much as possible. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have free time for more important things. So the next one you're going to have is your cost per purchase, which is known as CPP, or your cost per acquisition, which is known as CPA. Now this is an extremely important metrics. In fact, this is the most important metrics in all of e-commerce because you want to make sure that you know how much you are spending to acquire a customer or to make a sale. It's as simple as that. CPP and CPA is the same thing. It just means how much you are spending to acquire a sale or to acquire the result that you are optimizing for. Okay, so this is very important. For example, let's say you have a product that you want to sell that costs $5, right? The cost of goods is $5. And on your website, you're selling it for $30. So that leaves you a $25 profit margin, right? So the $25 profit margin is actually important. But let's say some of your ad sets, their cost per acquisition or their CPP is $35. So that means that for every $35 you spend, you get one customer that makes you $25 profit margin. So what that gets you is actually you are losing $10 for every sale you make. Okay, so you need to make sure that your CPA is within your break-even point. You need to make sure that your CPP is within your break-even point so you don't lose money, right? CPA, CPP is the same thing, okay guys? Alright, so next you have let me change to black. So CPP and CPA is the most extremely important metric in all of online business. Okay, there will be a next one as well that I feel is extremely important as well. So next one you have, this is a website purchase conversion value. So this is just the total amount of revenue that you have in that particular ad set. For example, let's say one ad set, the conversion value is $1,000. It means that that specific ad set has made you $1,000 worth of revenue or sales, okay? And then the next one you want to have is the amount spent. So amount spent is actually important is because it shows you the total amount spent of the lifetime, on the lifetime of the ad set. So since you're putting it right next to each other, it helps you to read faster. It helps with efficiency. You can see it clearly, right? You're not like going another website and looking at it. You're not like going here. You can't find it. It's all there right in front of you. So amount spent on the ad set. If you see that you are spending, amount spent on a particular ad set. If you see $2,000, and then if you see your conversion value of that particular asset as well, it's like $1,000, you are losing money. Okay, so preferably you want to make sure that you see your conversion value of like $5,000, and that amount spent you are only at like maybe $1,000, right? So that means that you spend $1,000 on ads to get you $5,000 worth of sales. So with all these columns, right, it just makes the reading of Facebook ads so much easier, guys. So the next one is amount spent today. Now, amount spent today, I only use it mostly for manual bidding because you want to make sure that you can monitor your manual bids properly. So that you don't go to sleep and then you wake up the next day knowing that your entire budget has been spent within like 2 hours, right? And that is too fast. So personally, I only use it for manual bidding, but I do sometimes look at my ad sets of auto bidding as well. So I'll just put personally for manual bidding. So sometimes I know people will also look at this and see whether the asset has spent any money on a day or not. Yeah, so this is the correct columns that to look at if you want to know how much whether you spend on a day. Alright, so what is next? Right. So the next one is the equally as important as well. And that is your return on advertising spend. It basically means your ROAS. Now this is very important because you want to make sure that you have enough money after spending on ads, right? If your ROAS is like only 1.5, 1.3, 1.2, it is extremely risky because most of your budget is going back and paying it for ads, and then you have almost no money for cost of goods, not to mention your Shopify bills, not to mention the website conversion fees, not to mention the hidden fees that the PayPal gives you on every transaction made. So for example, let's say if a customer pays for a $30 US dollar product, you're not getting $30 US dollar, guys. You are getting like 98%, I believe. So PayPal has like a conversion fee of like 2% or something. So you can go Google that. So for every amount of money that you get into your PayPal account, PayPal gets a certain percentage of it. Now, in terms of a smaller scale, it doesn't really matter. But the moment you find your winning product and you start to scale that product up to bigger budgets and you get more revenue back, right? It's gonna hurt you a lot, right? This has hurt my mentor Gary Lim. This is one of the biggest mistakes that he made in his life, is that he didn't factor in the conversion fees, right? So you guys need to make sure that your ROAS is on point. You guys need to make sure that you have some breathing room to scale to find your products, okay? So one of the downsides of dropshipping is that the profit margins are insanely low, right? It depends on your product as well, but generally profit margins can be anywhere from like 10% to 20%, to highest I got was 52%. But that was on a product that I did not know how to scale, because that was the product that I got when I started. So I missed out. To be honest, if I knew what I knew then, I'll probably have scaled that to like 7 figures, I believe. But gotta move on. Okay, so make sure that your ROAS has at least 2.5 times to 3 times. Okay, when your ROAS is 2.5 times to 3 times, then you will know that you have enough money for cost of goods and for scaling as well. Because this is a good number frame to be in, right? To be safe. Anything lower than 1.5 or anything lower than like I think 1.8, and basically anything lower than 2, you are in a very risky zone. Alright, so let's put risky zone below 2 ROAS. Alright, so next. So we're coming to the end soon. Next is your cost per click, but unique cost per click. Now, why unique? Is because you want to make sure that the amount of clicks that you get into your store is accurate, right? For example, if you were to actually choose the other metric, which is just CPC and it doesn't say unique, what you're gonna get, right, is you're gonna get numbers that are higher. Why? It's because, let's say I click on your ad 3 times, okay? So if you were to choose the other metric, Facebook is gonna count the same person clicking multiple times. It is gonna register as 3 times. Alright, so let's say if I click your ad 3 times, Facebook will register it as 3 times. So you get this very inaccurate data, right? You want to make sure that the data that you're getting, the data that you know, is accurate as much as possible. So that's what Unique does for you. That's why CPC Unique does for you, right? So if one person clicks it, Facebook register as one person click it. Even though that same person clicked like 4 or 5 times, it will only be registered as 1 click. So it's very important. So more accurate data. Now next one is CTR, Unique as well. The same reason, more accurate data. Just that this one is your click-through rate. Now CPC is cost per click, CTR is click-through rate. So CPC, right, from my experience, anything above $2 and you're in a very risky zone, and those ad sets have a very high chance of not working. Alright, so $2 and above after 1 day at $5 budget, I will kill. It's even worse if it's like $2.50, $3, $3.50. Generally, anything that is above $2 is risky as fuck. Okay, guys. 250 is fine, but like I said, you're risky as fuck. So you want your cost per clicks to be $2 and below. Simple as that. Now your CTR, you want it above 1% for it to be good. Anything that is 1% and below after the first day as well, I will just kill, man. Because if out of 1,000 impressions, less than 1% click, right, you are wasting your money. You are like, the amount of people clicking is negligible. It can be considered nothing at all, right? So you want to make sure that you have 1% and above. 1% is a little bit risky. Preferably what you want is to have 2% and above, but 1% is still fine. Now one of my ad sets is running at a 12% to 17% and has a relevance score of 10. So you want to make sure that your targeting is good. And if you want to know how to target properly, it's an extremely simple process, guys. There is no spy tools. You don't need to go to audience insights or whatever, right? I have a video on it, on Facebook targeting, how to do it the proper way. And you can just go take a look and then you can learn from there. Alright, so the next and last column I will use is video watches at 95%. So what this does, right, it is basically I'm looking at the amount of data collected for the number of people who watched 95% of my videos. Why? Is because I can create 95% video viewers lookalikes for scaling. So let's say I want to scale a particular product. I will always scale with 95% video viewers lookalikes, right? Because those people, they bothered enough to watch almost the end of my video, so they are more or less interested, right? If not, they'll just go on within the first 3 seconds or whatever. So I would scale in 95% video viewers, and the whole point of having this column is that you want to make sure that you have a data set of at least 1,500 first before making the lookalike. Now Facebook recommends a minimum of 1,000 pixel fires as the data source. So that's why I make sure that I get at least 1,500 so that I get a stronger source of data. So basically, minimum 1,000. Anything above, you get a stronger set of data. Alright? And that is what you want. So this is my Facebook columns for Facebook ads website conversion campaigns. Alright, guys. So you want to make sure that you're looking at the correct metrics. You want to make sure that you're looking at the correct stuff. So this is the columns that I use right now. It is extremely helpful. The moment I log into my Facebook Ads Manager, I just look at all these things and boom, right? I immediately know whether or not my website is going to work or not. So to be honest, guys, the game is all about efficiency, right? You do not want to be spending hours and hours analyzing your ads. It can be done in like 10 minutes or even 5 minutes, man. I take like 3 minutes. You don't really need, because all the columns are here. It is very simple. So yeah. Hey guys, I hope I provided you some kind of value. I hope I also provided some kind of insight in how to look at proper Facebook columns, the metrics. And you know, knowledge is useless unless you actually apply it. So let's make sure that you actually apply these steps, apply the columns. And if you found this video helpful, it would certainly help me out a lot by liking the video, comment, click subscribe, get on the notification squad, and peace, man. I'll see you guys there.